want to see the games also.
Oh, we'll have time during the course of this broadcast
yes!
to talk about just about anything. So plenty of time. We've got the weather and all kinds of things out there. So, of course, we're just getting a chance to look at our teams as they're setting up right here.
Oh, now we do have the information. We do have the update. One of the players actually had a nosebleed.
Oh, a nosebleed.
Yes, and it has been taken care of. We did have the medical team right there helping him. And
wow.
He's back fine. He's back to normal. Of course, in a big stage. You may actually be nervous. It is the global tournament as World Challenge here. And you're representing your country. And in some of the qualifiers, there were like 62 teams qualifying. So you're the only team from that region making it into the stage. Maybe you get nervous, or you get really hot, and maybe a nosebleed. That's possible.
That is kind of a random thing to have happen. I don't know that I've heard of a player having to delay the game because of a nosebleed. That's a little bit crazy, but you're right. The tension is absolutely heightened during moments like this. So, of course, very important to stay healthy and make sure you don't have one of those happen during the game. So
it does happen, you know. Like I remember my very, very first clan match. I was pretty damn nervous. I couldn't really even shoot. I couldn't even show like 20% of my skill because it was a new thing for me. And just talk about the stage, and I was in my room with my own computer, but in a different setting, in a different country, in this big stage with lots of venue, with lots of opening ceremony, and
lots
us
of fans,
talking over the screen at the same
casting.
time.
Yeah.
So
it's a big deal.
Yeah, nosebleed. I think it's totally possible.
You think so? Well, I think now we know, right?
Well, if they're from Russia or like some unfamiliar, like super cold environment, going all the way to the hot environment all of a sudden, and maybe
is that what does it? I think for me it's elevation. So I had an internship where I had to work on at like I think it was 5,000 feet above sea level. So basically, it makes you feel like you're.
Did you go to Peru?
No, it was in Arizona. Actually, we were on top of a big mesa.
Green tea.
So green tea I didn't know about at the time, but basically when you're at high elevation, it's harder to get enough oxygen into your system, so you wind up having nosebleeds a lot.
Yes.
Thankfully in Peru, I know a lot of the country is at very high elevation, but probably not where they're at. I haven't checked that yet. If somebody can tweet at me the elevation of Sao Paulo, then we can bring that into the case. So if you guys want to hit up at Rapid Casting, let me know. We can learn while we cast what is it? Point Blank.
Of course. PBWC 2018.
If you want to make it phonetic.
And Sao Paulo, I don't think it's the highest elevation compared to lots of Peru. I know lots of Peru has some crazy landscapes over there.
Peru is like, it's not the highest mountains in the world, but the Andes are insane.
They have some like lots of old history, very unique and that are preserved for a long, long time. And I've always one of the countries that I've always wanted to go.
Well, we'll get a chance to see the Peruvian team play in just a little bit. We'll see if they can preserve some of their history in Point Blank.
Aha!
See what I did there? That was pretty
nice made there, but let's see.
We're doing our best here, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Once we get the games going, and even without the games, it's still going to be pretty fun. So looks like we are about ready to get into the game. So I'm looking forward to seeing what our players have in store.
Oh, we do have the game ready to go. The first round of match number 2, Province. Juventus in the red side.
That's right, 2 new teams, so we get a chance to learn about our players and about what play styles they want to show on a very new map. So lots of things to learn. Apparently, Juventus need to work on dodging out our first nades. The fires in the hole have been super effective, and that is really going to give Plan B a strong start.
This is the central area actually being controlled by Juventus at the moment. Going all the way towards the A side. There's only one defending. Do you hear the footsteps into the room right next to it? Oh, is going to find the kill, but gets a trading kill.
Yeah, so actually not as big of a tragedy from the early start, but raining down fire onto Juventus. They only have 2 left alive and 1 at very, very low HP. So this is just going to be a little bit of a struggle here for Flo. He is going out and he does get a kill. And wow, after a disastrous start, Juventus have brought it back 2-on-1.
Yeah, from 4 to 3. Getting controlled. Landed on B.
Oh, he's got a good angle here.
It's not too bad, actually.
Yeah, Shales has a lot of potential.
It does have a lot of time also, but there are lots of rooms to work in.
Yeah,
And he's actually making a safe way, nicely done,
this
checking
is
everyone, but getting the headshot right in from Flo. It's gonna be the first round going to Juventus.
okay. So we can't call this too early. I was a little bit scared. As soon as you lose somebody to a grenade in the first like 5 seconds of the game, that's really heartbreaking. But you have to keep up your morale, your momentum, and we're already starting to see that this map looks, of course, totally different as far as their play style than the first game that we saw.
See, that's why I was saying, right? Even if they lost the member to begin with, they had the control of the center area. They broke through, cutting down the backups from the other side, and that was exactly how they. Seems like they are really focusing onto the A side for now. Not really finding kills. There's
Yep.
a lot of shots there.
Bezin really, really great control with that aim down A site, and now actually we're looking pros in, trying to play the wall here, popping out different sides, but oh man, he was getting
Oh,
shot
gets
from
2
multiple
kills,
different
gets
angles, and this
a
is just terrible.
Oh, gets to trade in, but even the flank from the side didn't really help landing any shots.
Oh, light. He's about to get his lights turned out here, trying to come around the corner, and oh, that's going to do it. The aim battle is lost there by Juventus. They drop 0-2, so this is, or 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1, Plan B. Defense this time, as the bomb was planted, and Juventus was the first one to take the first round. And the previous attack in round 2 was towards the A side, and all the way in, not really focusing on the central center at all. And using lots of A access paths and bypass even, controlling that path. So this map, there are lots of midways you can actually go through. Bypass right in between A and the center and to the B side. So blue one is actually, you have to actually spread around. And it's really easy to go for the backup and get cut off from the backup of the red side. So you do need to go as fast as possible, but you want to make sure you check every single spot before.
Absolutely. I was actually wondering if one of the new ways to play this would include maybe a sniper mixed in there, here or there. We might still see that, but
A sniper in this map, it's really tough because there are so many narrow and small
yeah,
spots.
it's very hard. You would have to have basically perfect reflexes to be able to make it work. Bezin has one of those avenues where it might work, but we're not going to see that for a while. Mostly just dual wheels from everybody. Getting those fires in the hole, trying to make the push happen there. Bezin right around the corner. And it looks like with a couple of early casualties, Juventus are taking massive losses.
Second floor could not really go through, which means that first floor, all the members, 3 members in the first floor will actually not get to break through as well. And the second floor was actually the one who came down. Who wasn't supposed to come down, but they had the lead with the numbers, so they just went with the momentum, taking round number 3. Plan B. Seems like their defense is working pretty well, except for the very first round.
Yeah, Plan B, great on defense. This game is unfolding very similarly to our first one, with the, of course, notable exception of that first round. Maybe you can call it a fluke, but Plan B are great. Their Plan A is working out pretty good. So already a big loss here, 4 on 5 for the rest of the round, 30 seconds in, and time is a precious resource. Only 2.5 minutes remaining. Plan B's defense keeps holding. We'll see what Flo can make happen. Tries to push up.
Notice how Juventus and how they were approaching. Seems like we may have disconnections from the game. And we may actually have a regame of round number 3. But the point I wanted to make is that they're not really attacking on the B side, just leaving maybe one of the members near the fountain square, and then just have the rest of the member just controlling the A side, the red front yard, and the A axis, the bypass also, because it's so hard to break into the B. There's a slope and the underpass, and when they have 2 members from the blue side actually defending both angles, the top and the bottom, you can't really go in. It's super hard to go in. You have to aim for both heads at the same time. So that's how hard it is, basically. And that's
hard enough to aim at one head.
That's exactly why blue side has only 2 watching that A side and the bypass to keep the center alive. And that's the usual position that we're going to have from the blue side oftentimes.
You're right. You have a long way to go if you are on offense, on red side. On this map specifically, maybe that's one of the reasons that teams are a little bit more hesitant, but it certainly seems like A side or red side has a lot more to figure out about the right way to approach this. Defense just seems incredibly strong. And honestly, the most surprising part for me is that Juventus have already picked up a round, so even though it looks like it's going very badly for them, as soon as the sides switch and we go into our second half, if they pick up multiple or all 5 wins there, then winning their first game, sometimes that's all it takes.
Blue side, of course, if you controlled some defense pretty well, and slightly more of advantage of the blue side, and they got the first round. Of course, we were having, seems like we were still having some issues during our 4th round, but referees has to decide if we're going to have a rematch of the round because we did have a big favor for Plan B in defense. So I believe it was down to 5-3 at that moment.
Yeah, when they had 2 disconnections, all of a sudden, yeah, 5-3. That's a little bit rough.
So it was they actually had 2 men down, and then one of the 3 members that were alive, along with the one that was dead, disconnected. So
we'll figure that out. I don't know. Maybe some of the cables had nosebleed. Who knows? Who knows?
I'm not even going to respond.
Hey, got it. All right, it looks like they.
The drum snare. Yes.
Well, I don't have a snare here. Well, what can I use as a snare? I've got like, no, the
plastic in the can.
Yeah, I don't think I have a lot of good options there. So, my drumming skills will have to take a while to start working. Maybe a few other of my skills will take a while to start working.
Maybe in a few decades. That may be possible.
If I practice really hard to show good snares for my fans, as long as they cheer for me, I will be able to. So that's the lessons that I've learned so far. Of course, we're just waiting on getting all of our players back into the game, making sure the connection issues have been taken care of, and seeing what the end ruling is there about whether or not there's a regame. We'll get all that information to you as soon as it comes to us. So, of course, it's been we had to fill for a little bit in between games, and we did get things started. And so now we have to take a brief intermission, kind of. So we'll get everything back up and running as soon as we can. Looking forward to seeing how this new map plays out.
So happy. Yes. And what's your favorite gun in Point Blank, though?
Favorite gun?
That's the first question we do have to ask.
I really like I really like sniping a little bit. It's not a something I'm very good at, but it's still really cool. The Shaytac is really one of my favorite, just because as long as you can line it up, the guy just dies. So it's like, well, as long as they're not wearing masks. But anyway, it's pretty cool. It's by far the best feeling I get. Otherwise, like dual crisps, vectors. I mean, you hold down the triggers and everything dies in front of you. I feel like that feels pretty good too. So I was by far say maybe the vectors.
Chris, of course, yes. That's what a lot of people. I actually use a lot of AG.
Really?
Yeah. You can zoom in, and of course, it is not as quickly as the dual vectors, but I'm still doing a lot of damage. I think I have the best control on that gun also. So in terms of rifle, it's definitely the way. But sniper M200, boom, you're gone.
That's pretty good. Do you know what AUG stands for?
August.
It's the August rifle.
Yes.
All AUGs are actually made in the month of August.
Yes.
And that's why.
Limited edition. That's why I like it so much.
I think it's Universal Army Rifle in French. So. Is it? No, I don't think it's not French. It's Austrian. There we go.
You're cheating though off Google.
There were no rules on this. I'm also cheating off like notes, and I've got like all kinds of.
Do you know why it's P90?
P90. No.
I asked because I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, we're just like, we'll find out later on.
P90 actually one of the guns in lots of FPS has been known for having lots of rounds in one magazine.
That's right.
And you can actually hold it with one hand. It's possible to do it dual, but of course better control with just having it all the way.
In order to have lots of rounds in Point Blank, you can either use the P90 or just use the gold version of the gun. So, or the PBWC version, which also has the extended mag.
The newest one with the coolest
That's right.
skins.
I should talk about the skins because, of course, all of the guns do have these PBWC skins, which look super sick. So definitely go there and check them out. I think there's a brief discount for today only. So, of course, something that you'll want to keep an eye on.
Really?
Yeah, I think. Wait, no, it's for the entirety of the World Championships. Yes. You get a discount, but because we're here in Korea, it's like a day ahead. So it seems like it ends today.
I already bought mine.
But yeah, there is still time for you to get the discount on all of the Point Blank World Challenge.
And the new
skins out
characters
there.
as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yes.
we do have 2 new characters.
Yes.
So
They're so pretty, and
plenty
I
of things out there.
did spend that cash with the new. I actually did not look at the bundle, and I bought one separately.
Oh, you
and
bought them
ended up
out of the bundle?
and ended up costing more cash.
Ah, feels bad.
Make sure you go select that item and have that bundle. Get blue and red at the same time, because if you are not smart enough like me, and you will buy the red for 7 days and then the blue for 30 days, and then you said, and what happened? And then you go back to red, and then do I have to buy 3 more 7 days, or do I just buy the 30 days? And
So confusing. Just buy the bundles, guys.
Yes.
That's what G-Clef is trying to say.
Mhm.
So hopefully we can have no more issues like that in the future.
yep. So far we're having it was this disconnect, and we're having some network issues at the venue. So maybe we'll have that resolved. So far, province first half, Juventus took the very first one, and then Plan B right after took 2. So only 3 rounds done. Maybe we'll just have the remake getting the room, and then going with the round 4, because there was a disconnect from what I know from the rulebook. If there are any disconnections, we'll just have that round replayed.
Okay.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean you can kick the cable out from behind your computer. It does mean that if anything does happen,
Mhm.
we're just going to replay the round here. So most likely hitting into round 4 when we come back. I think that would make a lot of sense, but of course it's up to our referees. We'll be passing that ruling along to everyone out there. In the meantime, if you want to contribute to our conversation, you can do that by either, I think, using the hashtag PW or PBWC 2018 on Twitter. You can also, of course, tweet at either one of us. You'll see our Twitters pop up periodically at Rapidcasting or at GClefNA. Let us know what you think about the games so far. Share your knowledge of the Point Blank guns with us, and I'll try to fit in as many interesting tidbits as I can during the broadcast. We've got plenty of time to talk about things like this, so I'm sure we'll be able to get that out there.
What your favorite gun is? What your favorite skin is?
Who your
characters?
favorite caster
And-
is, maybe?
You only have 2 choices.
That's right. So
1,
make sure you
2.
choose correctly.
NA.
There's no EU in my name, so we can't have that dynamic.
ID.
I don't even know if that's the abbreviation for a country somewhere on the earth.
Indonesia.
No, it's
no,
definitely not that one.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I
Well-
do have NA, so I cover multiple countries.
Multiple countries, that's right.
Yes, just 2.
Unfortunately, the finals are being held in South America, so not North America, but close. Not really, but kind of. We can pretend.
Yeah, it's the western part of the hemisphere.
Isn't it the southern hemisphere though? Depends on which way you
The
want to split
western
it, right?
part of the global with the southern hemisphere.
But the Earth spins, right? So the western
We're
part
spinning.
is different. Do you ever get dizzy when the Earth spins, G-Clef? So let's talk about the games.
So when we go to the next commercial break, maybe you won't see Rapid right after it. It's just warning you. It won't be the same, at least.
Oh, that's definitely going to be true. How true, we'll find out after the break. But before we get into the break, we have to talk about some more of the games. G-Clef, one thing I wanted to ask you is that because this is a newer map, we weren't sure exactly what was going to happen there. What strikes you the most now that we've gotten a chance to see a few rounds on it? What strikes you as like the strong strategy that is being so effective for our Turkish team?
So far we only saw a few rounds, so I can't really bring you the
Make
best
definitive
answer.
statements, G-Clef.
The Plan B, I think they're actually opening up. So when there are, usually in lots of province maps, and when there are central ways, you can actually open up the split 2-3, and just make sure the one kind of guards the angle coming from one from each side, and be just watch the angle coming from the other side, from the red side, and also from the central area, depending on how large A or B is. Of course, in this case, a lot more for A.
Yeah.
Because B is actually a lot easier to defend, unless you can just have one person actually watching the entire central angle, where you will just have someone just pass by, then you would know from the other side that you would just change your position towards the central area. That's also possible, depending on how you want to focus your defense from the blue side. So that's the basic strategy, I would say. because it actually takes more than a person to actually defend the central area. It's really hard. So you want to make sure at least you have 2 to 3. Just splitting up. That's oftentimes the strategy, but not in the public room. Everyone just runs into each
Oh,
other.
see, that's the thing.
And then we just have
too.
merry-go-round everywhere.
In order to be a highly ranked player
Uh-huh.
in Point Blank, you have to be really good at sort of playing to that style. And you might watch these games, and maybe this is your first Point Blank esports experience. And you're like, wait a second, these games don't look anything like the games that I play. I'm like,
They
no,
look
no,
like
no.
bases.
They really don't look anything alike. So it's going to be a lot different. The way this map plays out, if you are lucky to find a lobby that does have that, it's going to be a lot of chaos. You're
There
going
are
to
lots of province maps, and with a lot of people, it's pretty hard. And in terms of competitive, it's a different story, of course. If you have lots of clan matches, 5v5, maybe you can find some similar strategies, but it comes to a time where you just end up the central area, and it depends on the red team strategy, how you actually want to.
ending up in the central area as red, especially like right around Cafe, right in the middle. It's always if you can get out of that alive, you're probably a pretty good player. Let's put it that way. But a lot of times you do see dominated splits. I think the ones that we've been seeing in the games so far have been 3-2 so far, if I'm not mistaken. Looks like we're about to get it back into the game, and hopefully as soon as we are able to, then we'll get a chance. Oh, wow, we're teleporting a little bit. Then we'll be able to get a chance to see what the players look like in the game, or what their plays look like in the game, rather.
Another strategy you can do is just have 2 on A site, 1 in B pipe pass, and then just 2 nearby the square of B. And that seems to be one of the better defensive moves that you can do as blue side. So far, maybe still in works with the network, as we do need the network with everything, and he's not sleeping. He was frozen for a second.
It was a very long blink. Looks like we're about ready to get back into the games. We'll be heading back into round 4. This will be a simple regame. And looking forward to seeing what happens as we finally get back to start things up. Now, notably, you'll see the scores reset on your screen, but just keep in mind, it's 2-1 so far. Or 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. It seems like because,
okay, so wow,
because they were so much in favor, maybe a round was given to
Yeah, it looks like that was awarded to Plan B. So I guess that's just the way we have to handle this going forward.
And we do have those numbers, and we're going to continue with the same attacks. Juventus within red. Do have this time coming out from the blue side a little bit, only a little. 2, exactly what I was just saying. 2 from A, 1 in bypass from B, and 2 guarding the over and the underpass from B. And it seems like that's the way to go for Plan B for now.
Yeah, following Light, he's got a great angle just under or through the underpass, trying to get a good shot out there. I think it's mostly about zoning so far. So you can see he is a little bit lower on bullets there after spending quite a few. But getting a look at LZN as he comes right around the corner. He's got a great
into
drop.
the cafe, going all the way to the B bypass. And they're landing a push. Does get a man down. Blue actually going down and backwards with the backup from A site.
Oh my! I thought that was going to be the turnaround there, but no. Plan B are just too good. They take that win. It's their 4th win here, and even though it's only going to show up as 1 right there, you have to count the previous games as well. And man, it just looks so good. Point blank, their defense is just rock solid.
Right now, it just seems like the way to go. They are having similar positions. It seems like they're actually keeping the same position all the time, even with that, because they have the confidence right now. Right before, they were having to push from the cafe area, even B bypass, having that open, but they defended 5-0 in the previous round. So they will just continue with the same positioning. And now Juventus, they are found nowhere. Where do we really go from here? We can try the A bypass, maybe taking the center, just like in round number 1.
Looks like Vasily has a great angle there, and he's already going to be able to take out 2. This is such a great start. And even though there's a casualty, it's still a 4-on-2 right now. So as long as Vasily can stay alive, okay, never mind, he just dies. But it's still a big advantage there for Plan B. Light really going to have to make up the difference here, and he has some room to work with as he tries to rotate around the left-hand side of the map.
The reason why the blue came out there was trying to actually go in, sneaking into the A bypass, maybe try to backfire to the ones that has already made into the A plant site. because once blue has a multiple angle, and right now we have another kill from blue side. It's 3-1. The only one left, light. They actually come back
Oh
into
man,
the
Light
game.
against the world. Oh, actually, thought he might have the headshot there, but he
Mhm.
gets headshot in return, and that's gonna do it.
Yeah, backstreet, when you go up, right up there, you do have to make up with the angle. You do have to change your aim. You have to bring it up, so the one waiting from the higher of a place actually has a great way of doing just a direct headshot just like that, and that will actually finish 5-1 in the first half.
Okay, so but there is still that one win.
Mhm.
So if Juventus come back in our second half flawlessly, if they can make their defense even more rock solid, they'll take it home. So like you said, you have to play to a certain number of games. You got to have 5 in order to take it. Neither team has 5 just yet. We are still going to play the whole round out just for kill score equalization. So got to make sure that you play even if Juventus are able to take a round early. We're still going to play all the way to the end.
Plan B, all they need is 2 successful attacks, and let's see if they actually come into time. I think we are getting ready to jump into game again.
Indeed, we are. So a nice overview. We'll see what the splits look like. It looks like it is. Wait, one member of Plan B is not actually committed to the site just yet. So looks like we are going to see a 2-1-2. If I'm reading the map correctly.
You are reading the map correctly, as they're pushing in at just contesting a little bit, having some pre-fires. And the one at the center took some shots from the other side, actually pretty far away. We don't even see that on the minimap from blue.
Yeah, you gotta mix in the snipers, man. That's what I'm telling you. Of course, there is that one long range, but probably not the best for the long term of the game. So Extreme, like you said, is still peaking, but he keeps on taking these little or receiving these little pot shots, and it's already taken him down below half health, only 28 HP. But let's see if he can land that nade. Lots of grenades.
Lots of overnades going straight to the B site.
Yep.
No kills so far. Not even single scratch onto any of the members.
Nope.
Diving in.
Yeah, Vasily, he's got a great angle right here. If he can find the shots through the window
Does
upstairs.
have to take down the second floor, though.
See if he can get up there. No, it looks like Vasily is taken out there. X-Monster also down. Extreme down. And now it's Shazam getting dropped as well. That's going to do it.
Oh, entire B side taken by 2 players getting 2 kills. And actually 3. 2 kills, 2 kills, and 2-1. That was basically domination. It's really hard. That's why you throw the grenade with the overnade. Trying to land onto the second floor, but oftentimes it fails to do so. I believe it failed last time.
Also, it's very hard because at the same time you're going to be running through the area where your overnades are dropping down into. So you definitely don't want to run into friendly fire.
A big push, actually. Already controlling all the 8 bypass all the way in. Slowly going into the central area. Even they're pulling back from B.
Yeah, Shale's guarding long. If he can try to find in here, I love how carefully Juventus are playing this because they're staying safe out of these long range angle lines of sight. So they're not taking any health damage at all. We're already almost a minute in, and they're still at totally full health. Great defense so far.
Focusing into A. As the defense from B side actually pressuring out a little bit. They have better information that they are coming into A right now.
Indeed they are. Shale's trading nade for nade there, but it does look like this is going to allow Plan B to try to push
taken
through.
by Juventus already. They're coming around.
It's just going to make it impossible
Picking
to
up
push through there.
kills.
No way to make it through bypass, and Vasily's the last remaining member of Plan B. He's got a lot on his shoulders here. We'll see if he can take down a couple more kills before
right next
the
to
round
blue
ends.
res. Let's go over.
He's going to get the drop here. Oh, no!
Spotted. It hurts the sound.
The last second turnaround there instantly ends the round.
The backstreet, even if you're walking, because you're going down the stairs, you actually make sound
because you drop from the fall, yeah.
And then that's how he was found out. And you just have to be really, really careful. And that's why he was positioning himself right next to it, because if you drop down from the stairs, you actually make sound.
Well, I think you have to recognize at that point that you are going to make sound, so you just commit, like maybe jump down or find a way to move out a little bit more quickly. But fast reaction times there by Juventus, and they, still it's not enough, right? They still do need to pick up enough wins to turn this around, and it doesn't look likely.
Yeah. But if they defend all 5 without giving a single one to Plan B, it can also be possible.
It is possible, always possible. So we're watching Prozen right now. He is going to be the lone member off the split, but man, Juventus are just really finding these long range frags. We aren't even into like any big pushes, any big committals on either side, and they're just finding the shots before the fights even happen.
Look at that controls. All the second floor control in the houses. You can't really go in. It's really impossible to actually. You can kind of hear their footsteps, but that's everything. That's basically everything. Look at these multiple angles.
Oh, I gotta keep an eye. China Asian gets taken out there, and now Monster. I think he's gonna meet the same fate as soon as he tries to push through these doors.
He's trying to bait in with the door out, coming out from the bypass. He's right in the middle.
I don't know if that's a bait that Juventus are gonna take here. I mean, Monster's gonna come around the corner. Oh, sees ahead for a second there.
That's damaged by the grenade a little bit.
Yeah, can't find the kill. He's going to come around the corner. Actually, does land a little bit of damage down there. Juventus still with all 5 alive here.
Yeah, it was a little bit scary. He was actually the only person there. I got 1 kill, but it's going to get taken out with the pistol right after.
A nice way to kind of stylistically end that round. And look at these defenses. They keep coming in. Juventus are poised to take this series.
Still at group stage. Only second match between these two teams. Second half here.
Many games left to be played, but hey, putting a win on the board in your first time out into the groups is going to really start your momentum rolling.
Juventus, if they take 2 more rounds, that will be game over. Plan-B, they still need at least a round to make it even.
Yeah, they're going to be looking for it, but it looks like Juventus are just gunning them down. The smoke on the stairwell, and Plan-B still choose to run through to their untimely demise.
To the reflect. He actually shot first so much quicker, but not really landing on too many bullets. That was the main problem. Monster solo only having 6 HP. Seems like 6 HP is the HP that we go for the last remaining.
It's all you need, right? We've had some maybe a little bit lower, but 6 HP, that's the magic number. So once again, it's Monster versus the world.
Yeah, trying to go into A site with 3 members down because they basically dealt with a single member. I'm pretty sure they have that information that he's also very low. He took a lot of bullets.
Can't make it through A site, so he's going to try to cut through the center, right through bypass, but I don't know if he'll really be able to bypass Juventus.
This is a big map, and you don't want to risk yourself just in case. Just in case, even if the enemy is very low, if you get headshot right off, if you get picked off 1 by 1, that will be a loss. Using the number advantage is making sure you are together. You have the angle covered by your teammate. That's why they're staying in together here.
Is he actually going to get this?
Yes, that is the only way. That is the only way.
He's gonna have to go for it, right? So credit for trying, but I just don't. There's no way Juventus let him get away with it.
It's very low, but
30
things
seconds
do happen. Amazing things seem to happen. They are controlling the house. I think he was spotted for a second, but right now
there's 1 kill.
With that shot.
He's gonna have to reposition. This is crazy.
Because he can only get headshot. There's a grenade. He has to find himself.
Oh my god!
Another kill.
No way.
He doesn't have 13 seconds. He is actually going to win this one out. He can just buy time. Takes time to come up the stairs, and he is going to win this round for them. Not enough time to defuse, and Juventus finally having hope. Plan-B actually finally having a win. 3v1. Massive comeback.
It's incredible. How is that even possible? Monster living up to his name.
I told you it is possible with if you have the bomb planted. As long as you have that planted, and with 6 HP, it's very unlikely, of course, but if you manage yourself with the perfect positioning, if you know your next move, if you can actually land on those headshots, which were amazing responses.
Absolutely perfect. Exactly when he needed them to. And that gives Plan-B the win that they need. So I mean, we saw a 5-1 in the first half. Now we might see another 5-1 here after an incredible performance there. Plan-B really, really lining up the shots and making them count there. Juventus, they looked good on the defense until everything fell apart there at the hands of Monster. We'll see how things look as we get into the next series, or next game in the series.
We are actually having push from the center. Trying to go put pressure into the B side a little bit as this is the first time we're trying into center attack from Plan-B.
Yeah, nobody caught in the middle just yet. Keeping an eye on China Asian around the corner. He's the one making the rotation up through the middle, now around the backside. It's really cool to see a big shift here from Plan-B as they rotate all the way back around through their spawn to split up differently across the map.
They get some damage, so maybe it's a better idea to actually go all the way in with the B, and they are making that rotation, controlling the bypass of B for now. Over nades. Let's see if any of them actually connects. They're all into the building, so
Whoa, sick aim duel there. It's going to end with a 1-for-1 exchange there. Vasily, and now actually, 1-for-2 in the end. And this is a great start there by Plan B. But look at Benzin. He's guarding the top of that ladder. He's going to catch him climbing. Finds 1 and 2. It's a mow down.
That is the most important position you actually want to have. And even when you're stalling, even when you're planting the bomb, you may actually have just the opponent just headshotting you right next to the fountain there. As we're taking some time to reload at the moment, and it is done now.
There we go. But look at the shots here from Extreme. Extreme and Monster. If you had to have 2 names left alive, those are probably pretty good ones. And this might actually set up for a little bit of deja vu. No, just kidding. I was really hopeful that Extreme could pull off what Monster did in the previous round, but it was not meant to be.
He's not a monster.
No.
So he can't be the same.
He's not. Needs to be a little bit more extreme, maybe.
Maybe like down to 1 HP. Then it's actually extreme.
5 HP.
It's still possible. Rushing
left.
B?
Yeah, they're going to go for it, rushing all the way around the right-hand side of the map. We'll see if they can make it into B site. Look at the guards. The position is good there for Juventus. They are prepared for this, but the smokes won't protect them.
Rushing B right now. And
Vasily
does not really find too many.
Quick reflexes there. Nade's coming out. It looks like, Extreme might actually die from that nade. Nope, he's able to just barely avoid it there.
Light the last one here as the grenades come in. They know the position of Light as they're also planting the bomb.
Another plant coming through, and yeah, Light's position is known. He's going to have a very hard time. He'll try to wrap back around, but I don't even think there's an angle there. Nope, the headshot comes through, and point blank, or not point blank, I see the PB, and I just think it's point blank, but it's Plan B, find their second win there, and are just on fire here in the second half.
And with that, they will actually win the match, but they will still continue and see how many more rounds they can actually take off from Juventus.
Yeah, it's 4-1 the score for the first half. In the second half, they've already secured enough wins to take the series. But, of course, you want to make sure that your game score is good enough for the final point tallies. Look at the aim duel on top of the stairs, and LZN takes it down. So a good win there, but it's still him against the world, right? We did have maybe a little bit of a disconnect happen. I'm not sure exactly how much that impacted it, so we're going to finish playing this out and see what LZN could do.
So 1 more round needed for Juventus. So one defense can make it happen. Only 26 remaining, and the bomb is being planted at the moment.
Pushing through the smoke here is very dangerous. LZN does make it through. We'll see if he can find the shots there.
Is spotted.
Yep. Everybody knows where he is, and that means that he has got to go for it. Not enough time there. He's got to get the defuse off, and he can't get safe enough to do it. Can't find the kills, and that'll do it. Plan B winning another round.
Another round of action here.
Those pesky free rebels, G-Clef. How do they keep doing it?
They're just better. Plan B, and they're attacking the plan B side all the time. And this time, they will try to shake it around. Seems like they're going in to attack. With all the grenades throwing into A site.
Oh, Vasily takes a big shot, and he is actually the first casualty. Plan B not with a great start here, but they already know they're going to win the round. Monster just spraying as he comes around the corner. He'll land another kill before his unfortunately untimely demise, but now it's Extreme. How extreme can he be? He's already landed a couple of kills there, but he's going to need a couple more. Can't find them in the end. Juventus on the board, but Plan B superstars, not only the ones on their jerseys, but putting a win on the board for Turkey in their first trip out there in our second game of the day.
6-2-8, and Plan B will take the second match win. And we do have the second match score, but notice how Province actually has quite a lot of unique pushes, and they chose to actually go towards the center and straight into B sometimes after taking the center, because they actually made them change in a position because they were trying to focus on the center, making the blue side think, oh, actually, they're pressuring a lot from the center. We should maybe have one back, fall back on the behind, so we can't really defend. And our second floor defense actually worked pretty well on the DB. We should maybe continue that and forcing that to be in a position. And Plan B actually changed their strategy, going all the way from the B side, which was pretty smart. And that was well read by Point B. I think that's Plan B. That's why they were able to really push in B, which is really hard to do.
And you can't forget about Monster clutching
Uh-huh.
out at the very end, winning that round. Really the only round his team needed, right, to just at least go for the tie.
Mhm.
Then, of course, they were able to tack on, I think, 2 more rounds after that. Wow, just what a performance there from our Turkish team. I didn't really know what to expect from Juventus just because they are a very strong Brazilian team. They did place second as our second Brazilian representative here in the Point Blank World Challenge. But it's clear that while they do have their fundamentals down, the strategy that came out there from Plan B was just too good. The individual play was too good. Everything just congratulations to Plan B for being able to take down a win early on in the group
Yeah,
stage.
so far it was not as dominant as the first one, I would say, but still in terms of province and how well they were able to defend, very tough on a new map. And Plan B, they just were able to do it. And change of strategies and reading the mind of the opponent, I think, was well done in terms of strategy and the shots. And of course, that clutch 1v3. I want to actually have a
Mm.
replay. Only 6 HP goes into B when all three of the members from blue side had A secured for themselves. They were thinking, oh, whatever happens, we'll win. Because we're together here. If he
Yeah.
comes in here, we'll win. Even if we go around anywhere on the map, we'll win. We have 3 members, and he's 6 HP. They had all that information, but still had a match done. But we were not done. We're only into the second match. After the commercial break, we'll be back with the third match coming up very soon.